Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Love Club. Today, we want to talk about limiting beliefs. And for those of you who haven't heard about this before, we're going to give you the definition of what it is, explain a bit about how it can show up in your life, and then we're going to give you a 3-step process to move past them. So, for anyone who hasn't heard about limiting beliefs before, Natalie, would you read us the definition of what they are?
Of course. Yes, so a limiting belief. A limiting belief is a negative thought, conviction, or perception about yourself, others, or the world that you accept as truth, which then restricts your potential, prevents you from achieving goals, and stops you from experiencing new opportunities, often stemming from past fears or experiences. That is the long definition. I think limiting beliefs is something that we all have. Every human has limiting beliefs in some area of their life. It could be with money, it could be with health, it could be with making new friends or just your social life. There could be so many different things. And I feel like a lot of us have limiting beliefs without knowing them. We don't know that they're actual limiting beliefs, that we are mentally blocking ourselves from opportunities because we are like living from a place of fear when it comes to that specific thing.
I think that's a really good way to describe it. And we do all have them. And I think just knowing what they are, like having a name for them really, really helps. And I think these are things that can be really hard to identify yourself sometimes because they're so ingrained in you. And
Yeah.
like usually they're learned from childhood, from your parents, from experience that you've had in your life. And I think it's really good to name them so that you can actually identify them and move past them.
Yeah. Because once you realize it's a limiting belief, you're like, well, this is just something I'm telling myself. Like, this
Yeah.
is an actual truth. And I like to think of it as like, well, if someone else can do something, then I can do it too. Like, if I don't believe that I can do this thing, but I know that it's possible for other people, clearly
Yeah.
it's just a mental shift. It's something about within me that could change and could change my life. We all have dreams and things that we want to do with our lives, things that might feel scary or out of our reach, but usually it's just a limiting belief. Like, there's so many things that we could achieve. We are holding ourselves back in a lot of ways. I feel like that's very common, at least, that we do. Maybe we're scared of someone else's opinion and we have a limiting belief about them, like someone else thinking things about us, but we don't know if that's true. And yeah, it's really interesting. Like, it could be happening in your life in so many different ways, but I think just identifying it is so valuable because that's when you can actually make changes once you're conscious about them.
Definitely. And I think a lot of times, like limiting beliefs circling around other people, like, oh, they're not going to
Yeah.
accept me. They're going to
Yeah.
think, they're going to judge me. They're going to think I'm stupid. So I think a lot of things like that are often like external factors as well. Like sometimes it's internal, like, oh, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's related to like external circumstances.
Exactly. For example, when it comes to social media, I feel like there are a lot of limiting beliefs. I feel like that's a very common space for them, and especially the fear of other people. Because I
Yeah.
can feel that as well. Like, we're all humans. We don't like to be criticized. We don't like when people don't like us. And online, it's inevitable. And especially once you grow, the more you grow on social media, the more love you will receive, but the more hate too. So it's just something that you're going to have to be able to be okay with. And I think also having the fear of other people, I feel like so much online, like they don't know you. They only know this tiny part of your life. They only see this tiny part of your identity. Like, they don't know your life. So it's really a reflection of their life. They're reacting to their own life. Like, for me, with my pregnancy, for example, to one person, it could feel really encouraging and exciting to see someone who's pregnant, and to someone else, it can feel really triggering. Maybe they're struggling to have kids themselves. Maybe they don't like the concept of pregnancy. Like, there could be so many things, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. I think you just need to practice. Like, then that's not my audience. Then that's not
Yeah.
type of person, like that I want to connect with. So, but I also think we stop ourselves even before that could ever happen. We stop ourselves. We're like, I don't know, filtering our own content to try to make other people happy. So I think a lot of it, I don't know, I feel like it's very common in social media, just with content creation, being scared of being different or being cringe. And that is also limiting belief that can stop you from achieving your goals or dreams. A lot of us wants to be more fearless online and post whatever we want to post, but that is something that can hold a lot of people back as well.
Yeah, and I think you also don't have to be like a content creator or an influencer to have this hold you back. Like just posting whatever you want, like sharing your daily life. If you want to do that, I think like a lot of
Yeah,
people want to post more things or like share
yeah,
their opinions on things. And they're just scared that people are going to judge them. And that
yeah,
stops them from speaking out. Or like
mm,
maybe you're
yeah,
super passionate about something and you're
yeah,
worried about other people that will have a differing opinion and you
mm,
just don't share that opinion. It also doesn't have to be like on social media. It can also be in life in
yeah,
general. Like you're afraid to
yeah,
voice your opinion or to say what you think or
mm,
share your gifts with the world or share your thoughts with the world because you're afraid of how people are going to react.
mm,
And I think like a lot of the time people maybe will react and then they'll move past it. They'll completely forget about it.
when you
Like a
meet
comment.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, when you meet people, you realize how little they think about you. Like,
Yes.
uh, they watch your content and then they have their own life, their own struggles. Everyone is thinking about themselves. I think that's
Yes.
something that's actually helpful thinking.
Mm.
Everyone is
Yes.
so busy with themselves.
It's
And
liberating.
yeah, it's liberating because no one really cares that much. No one cares
No,
as much as you do. Like, no one. So it is a liberating thought as well.
it is. It is. So we thought of a 3-step process for identifying and moving past a limiting belief. So the first one is just knowing what a limiting belief is, which you know now since we've talked about it in this episode. So just identifying it, knowing what it is can really help. Like if you can name it, then it really helps you then identify it in your life.
Yeah, I really agree with that. Otherwise, you won't even notice it. Maybe you're thinking something and you think it's an opinion, but it's actually just a limiting belief that you've had
Exactly.
for your whole life. Maybe, like you said, yeah, it could be something that's happened to you before, past experiences or people, your family. There could be so many different things that makes you think that something is not possible for you that actually is.
Exactly. That's great. And to the second step, which ties into this, is identifying it in your life. So I think in general, this can be hard to do sometimes. So I think you just have to be vigilant in where am I showing up with like a negative emotion or where did I have this thought like, oh no, I can't do this. Like, where do you have the
Yeah.
blocks in your life? I have an example of this, which is something that was really hard for me to identify for some reason. I've had this for years, this limiting
Yeah.
belief. And it was really, really hard for me to pinpoint or understand that it was actually a limiting belief. So in general, in my life, I'm very positive, like about everything. And I've had this one thing that I've been so negative towards for no real reason. And that is becoming a mother. So I've just had this for years, this negative opinion towards it, towards me, myself being a mother.
Yeah.
And like my limiting belief for this was that when I have children, if I have children, I'm going to lose my identity. I'm going to lose my life. I'm not going to be able to do most of the things that I do today. My life is going to change in such a negative way. And yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to have love for this child, but in general, like everything's going to be bad. Like that's just been my belief for some reason. And it's not that I believe that everyone in the world that's a mother doesn't have a life or doesn't have an identity. It's just been my belief that for me, that's going to happen. And
Yeah.
I don't know that. Like,
No.
why even? I don't even know how this has come up. Sometimes
No.
also you can have a limiting belief where you don't know the origin, like you don't know where
Mm,
this has come from. And
mm.
of course, becoming a mother is a big change, but it doesn't have to be a negative change. And I've just believed that for me, it's going to be negative. Like, it's not going to be a positive
Yeah.
change in my life. It's not going to make me into a better person. And yeah, I don't know where it comes from. And I
Yeah.
have really struggled to identify it in
Yeah.
general.
But I think that the fact that you have identified it now, because I really find it interesting, because you said, like, I'm such a positive person, and you really are. You're so positive about everything except this one thing. Like,
Yeah.
this thing, you were like, oh no, this is going to be a nightmare. So I think it's really interesting just how that is kind of obvious, and at the same
Mm.
time it isn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know either where it's coming from. Like, we're sisters, only 5 years apart. So we've been raised in the same family, and we have a lot of siblings. So we have 2 other siblings, so we're 4. And I don't know. I guess it's like, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter where it comes from. I guess just
No.
realizing that it exists is the most important thing. I really feel like, for me, becoming a mother, like, of course it's scary. Of course I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to do all the things that I want to do. Like, I'm not going to be efficient in the same way. But I can also see that it's such a short period of time when the child is small. And I also feel like you're going to have so much love. I haven't felt it yet, but I know that it's there. And I think a lot of people online, they find it very easy to describe the negative part of it. Like, it's easy to describe the tiredness, the screaming child that you see. Like, it's very easy to show and describe that. But the love that you feel for your child is very, very hard to describe, I think, because it's
Yeah.
unlike any other that you've ever felt. So I think it's very easy to also get that point of view, only get that point of view, watching other people with their children. And also for me, when I see someone else's child, I can think they're really cute. I can be like, oh, cute baby. But it's not going to be near the feeling that I'm going to feel once we have our son. Like, I know that's going to be an entirely different thing. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm really good with kids or anything, but I just know that it's going to be so different. And also, I feel like I really kind of want to show you with our baby that it's like,
Prove
it's
me wrong.
possible. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Like,
Or
I
prove
want to
my
show
limiting
you.
belief wrong.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just like, not in a, like, I'm going to prove you wrong, but I just want to show you, like, what it could be like, and that it doesn't have to
Love
be
that.
so bad. So that is kind of, like, I've thought a lot about that. Like, I hope that you'll see that. Because also he will be family. So
Yeah.
it's a different, like, you will be his aunt. So I feel like also seeing another child, like, it's different from
Yeah.
seeing family. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, I can't say what it's going to be like now, and all kids are different and everything, but I just feel like, I think you grow, and I think you really just, because Victor's friend, they have 2 kids, 2 daughters. And he said, like, yeah, we don't get as much sleep, but you just get used to it. Somehow you just get more energy. Like, he's like, it doesn't make sense, but you just make it work. And I feel like also, if you have a victim mentality with anything in life, like, it could be your work, but especially with kids, like, yeah, it can be tough. And I think maybe if you have a victim mindset, I think you might struggle more with having a kid that's upset, or, I don't know, something just being a struggle in your life. I think that with your mindset, you have, like you said, you have such a positive mindset about everything. I feel like you would make it work really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think fear is where it comes from. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it is fear, definitely. But since I've identified that as a limited belief, I've changed this as well. So I don't feel negative anymore about it. Of course, like, it would be a huge change, and you want to try to get the timing right and stuff like that. But I do feel so much more optimistic about it now.
Yeah.
And it's just literally been me identifying, oh, but this is a limiting belief.
Yeah.
And I think that just that really helps.
Yeah. But I also think, like, we don't have that many friends with kids. Like, we're not
No.
surrounded by kids. So it's not like we know what that life looks like, exactly what it looks like, or what it even would look like for us. But I know that your fiance is, like, whether you want to have kids or not, like, it's up to you. But I know that your fiance is super engaged. Like, he has so much energy. Like, it's not like he wouldn't be, because I feel like I do that as well. I'm like, everything's on me. I don't know why I think like that. I think it's maybe because motherhood is there's so much pressure to be this like perfect mother, and you're gonna do everything and be everything, and like that's obviously not possible. I think you can balance it really well, but you're not going to be perfect in every area all the time. Like, there's going to be periods of time when you're really engaged with your kid, and then there's going to be times when you're a little bit more engaged with work, and that's okay. I think just letting the pressure off as well. I think we have this image of like, okay, I need to be perfect with everything.
That's also a limiting belief.
Yeah,
like that.
It is.
And I think that can be different. It can be like, oh, I have to be perfect, otherwise people are going to judge me. I have to be perfect, otherwise I'm going to fuck up my kid. Like, I think it can be like a lot of things like that.
Exactly, yeah. It's really true. Yeah, I also think that's a good thing. Like, for me, like, I automatically think like, okay, how am I going to juggle like having a morning routine and then having a baby? But it's like, he's right there. Like, Victor is right next to me. And he's super happy to do everything. He's like, oh, I'm going to change the diaper. We're going to have so much fun and do this and this. Like, I'm not alone. Like, you're a couple. So,
yes,
I think that also, of course, would make it easier if you're two.
Definitely.
And that other person is engaged.
Yes.
And really wants to be a father.
Exactly. Oh, so excited for you. Can't wait to be an aunt and can't wait for you to be a mom. We went off on a little tangent there, I think.
Yeah, I think so as
well. So, first step, knowing what a limiting belief is. Second step is identifying it in your life. And then third steps, making a change. So, overcoming that limiting belief or not letting it stop you. So, I think you can come quite far on just identifying it and knowing that it is a limiting belief. I think that's really liberating. But then also you can do things like affirmations, for example, just basically telling yourself the opposite or the positive version of that.
I really like that. I think that's really good. It's like you're brainwashing yourself a little bit. So it's kind of like that fake it till you make it. Just keep saying it to yourself, and then one day you'll wake up and that will feel natural to you. Because change is uncomfortable. We don't feel comfortable when we're changing something, doing something new. So I think that's really good as well, just practicing it over and over until it becomes a habit.
Love that. So we think you can get a long way just identifying it in your life, and then maybe affirmations, whatever works for you, just try to move forward and not let it stop you. Once you know what it is, you can actively work on not letting it stop you or block you. So just to repeat it again, define what a limiting belief is or know what it is, then identifying it in your life, then making a change or moving past it.
Great. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Love Club. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where we are at thelabclub.podcast. And we will see you in our next episode next Wednesday.
Woo. Bye, everyone.
Bye.